So here we are again playing, oh my god, Eve. This is like an alcoholic returning to the pub, throwing the door open, running in and guzzling down just like a triple vodka and saying, it's fine, I'm okay, it's fine. So I've had a relationship with this game since it was released. In fact, before it was released, I played this game in beta and I think maybe even alpha. It was a long time ago, many years ago. It was my first internet game. Actually, that's not true. PlanetSide was my first internet game where I had to pay money. So PlanetSide you had to subscribe to. It's £15 a month. It was quite a lot of money back then. And yeah, it was a bit of a sort of tour. You know, do you do it? Do we not? So I bought it, and then I watched my brother play this game called Eve, which was terrible. It was terrible, and not much has changed. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, but no, not a lot has changed. It's still an interesting game. So in the history of things, I put my credit card in and I started playing it, and you know, that was probably what, 2005, I want to say. And in that time I became addicted completely to it, not in a bad way, but I just played it. I just had to master it. That is something about my psyche. I don't think the cleverest people or the luckiest people do well in the world. I think the people who figure the system are the ones that do well, and I'm testament to that because I'm thick, very unlucky, and yet I've done all right because I just figure out how the system works, and then you not exploit it. Exploit is such a dirty word, but yeah, okay, you exploit it and you do yourself quite good things. So I'm back. I should explain what happened. So I became part of the ARSE Empire Alliance, whatever. Helped build the first Titan, helped watch lose the first Titan. We got blown up by a band of brothers, formed another corp, joined Goonswarm Federation, then blew the shit out of Bob again because they switched off their entire empire. Lol. Joined Goons, we lost everything then, and then left Goons in a bit of a messy way, which I won't go into this video. And then quit. And I quit not because of the game, not because of anger at the game. I quit because I felt I was going to die. And that's so dramatic, but let me explain. So I was actually quite concerned that the game was completely overwhelming me. So I got to a point where I'd met someone and I decided that was going to be my future. So I didn't mean to screw anyone over. I just walked away, and by walking away you screw people over, don't you? So I had a whole alliance and corporation of people that I just disappointed. So it's not nice, but it's tricky really, because you've got to balance your mind health with your body health, with your with your sense of well-being really. And I think that certainly was it. So I didn't play for a while, on and off actually. I mean, I did come back with a few characters just to have a look, but no longer than a few days. In a very rambling way, this is probably the first time in 8 years I've properly looked at playing Eve again. And when I say properly, I'm not going to properly play it. I'm not going to sub 15, 16, possibly up to 20 accounts. I know I had 20 at one point. I don't know what I've done with them. Some of them are banned, perma-banned, some of them are gone, some of them are, well, I don't know. So this has always been my secondary character. My main has always been CO Pyrex, but he's trapped in a Titan in deep space. So I'm using this is the guy that was the CEO character, if you like. He, as in the official CEO, he's got the characters to do, well, the skills to do corporation management. Let me show you. I mean, everything is new, and I'm going to start pointing out what's new because the game is so different after 8 years. If I remember, I'll see if I can throw in some screenshots from what it was like when I first started playing, but everything is very different. But look, those of you who watch my videos for Dust514, look, the Dust guy is still there. I mean, admittedly, there's probably none in the universe of ever showing more than 0, but oh well. I did chuckle at that. I noticed everything else Dust has been removed from the game, which is a shame. So yeah, we'll talk about that. But so obviously I got this is where I base myself in Empire. This is one of the places. This was actually where I used to I used to do mineral compression here, but that's no longer a thing. So I used to buy minerals from Jita, fly them through, I had about 12 freighters that I could literally line up all of my accounts and just fly 12 freighters. And it's pretty boring stuff, but you'd be amazed how much you can move. You'd move them to a station, and then you would build tachyon beam lasers, and then you would put those in a jump freighter, jump them to deep space, decompress them with skills, etc. You should get a perfect decompression. Then you would use another set of freighters in deep space, usually about 5 or 6, to then freight all of that goods into your secure system to the POS, to the CSAA, Capital Ship Assembly Array. You would drop all the minerals in there, and then you would scoot the minerals into the component arrays, and you'd start to build Titan components. In my time, I probably built 30, 40, maybe 50 Titans. And I had fun doing it, and I did it all completely solo. Didn't need any help. Willy Boy and Parlek used to help me from time to time, but reality is that I could do it all with my own characters. So that was interesting, because that was obviously, a major source of burnout. And I do mean a major source of burnout. So let's do something. I'm going to undock, and I'm just going to ramble, and you're going to sit and listen to my aging, rambling, Eve veteran rambling. I remember when all this was fields. I'm joking. So obviously the first thing I noticed was there's lights now. So obviously all of the stations have paid their electricity bill, which is nice. There's adverts, actually real adverts. So these are people's corporations, I guess. And I don't know how it works, but they must pay, or they must be something. That's rather an epic one. What's going on there? Well, what an epic advert that is. That is for unicorns with wings out of sight. Coming soon, rated R. LIC, public enemy channel. No. So, love it. That's so cool. Love all that. That's really cool. I've got to admit, I'm very impressed with it. Let me just, again, we had one POS here. It's been switched off for about 8 years. I'm gobsmacked it's still here. I am totally blown away it's still here. Feel free to war deckers and come kill it. I have many ults that I can bugger up onto while you sit and watch an empty system. But, that's kind of cool. Ganking seems pretty fun now. I was reading up on, not the forums, what was I looking at? And I was watching DeLone Wolf's videos, and he seems to be paranoid about ganking. So obviously people come into the belts to gank stuff, which is kind of funny. It was not really that much of a risk when I was playing. When I first started playing, there were no deep space stations at all. So outside of Empire was just endless gate jumping, and no one lived there. And it was even a period where you could just fly all the way around deep space. And if you saw another player, it was like, it was literally like seeing Jesus hove into view. It was so unusual that you wouldn't shoot each other. You'd just sit there and go, oh my God, there's someone here. And that was kind of cool as well. So, this is kind of, it's kind of what I found quite interesting about the game in terms of how it's completely changed now. Now, also, I know that Empire used to be terrible to live in, so it was a really horrible place to live. This is a 0.6, which is pretty crappy, but because of exploration, which is something I have been having a bit of a play at, it's not bad. It's got pretty good. Oh crap, did I launch without drones? I did as well. Oh, let's go dog. But you see what I mean? That's a really good marker of a frustration of mine, is that that's probably the one thing about the game that really annoyed me, is that it's very unforgiving. I know I'm stupid, don't get me wrong, but it's that feeling of, oh my God, it could have warned me, I don't know. It's such an unforgiving game. That whole learning curve thing is incredibly true with this game. It is merciless when it comes to new players. Anyway, so my observations of the game are just like, it's improved a huge amount. It looks really interesting. Some of the optimizations look great. The range of things that you have to do now is unbelievable. These other stations in Sister, I'm blown away that people have built whole economies now where there was nothing. I remember Empire at some point, there were just system after system where nothing was there. So to see that now coming in is just so cool. So yeah, there's a lot in the game that I'm just blown away with, that they've added, that I just think is so impressive. Right, let's get some drones. Not drones, what am I looking for? Probes. So, contents. Oh God, I don't know what I'm doing. This is like watching your dad try and play Xbox, isn't it? Hang on, let me find it. Oh god, see, this is all different. It didn't used to be like this. I promise you, I'm not losing my mind. Right, so probs. We're looking for probs. Or people call them probes. Oh, okay, I don't have many. Let's look at my factions can. So I found this can just sat in Jita. I don't know if any of this is worth anything. Post in the comments if it is. There we go. Oh, bollocks, not the wrong one. Let me just show you that again. So I don't know if any of this is worth anything, but this is what we used to fit the Titans with. So we'd just pick up all this stuff. And, you know, we just... I don't know. It says it's only worth 2.9 bills, so, you know, go figure. Right, let me find those probes. This is fun, isn't it? This is non-stop action, I think you'll agree. See, my eyes are going as well. This is terrible. This is like really bad. You must be thinking, what is this nonsense? Right, so it goes there. Oh, there we go. I promise I used to be a super veteran of this game. I promise I was the 1% of this game. I think in terms of money and what I had. I mean, at one point I remember having 6 Titans on my accounts. And I gave 2 away. And I'm not kidding, I gave 2 Titans away to people in my corp because why not? I was sick of losing the characters. I never had enough space to build them. I've still got all of that asset. I'm quite surprised actually. I thought that'd be the first thing that would go. It was sat in a corp hanger actually, so, and it was a corp hanger from the dust days, so it was actually one I didn't have a lot of control over. So I'm kidding, it never left my side. I'm absolutely joking. It never ever left my side. But it's good to, you know, good to know that they're still there. I'll probably log into the other character and show you that another time. But you know, I've got all these blueprints. They're worth over $1 trillion, and I don't know what to do with them. You know, what do you do with blueprints when you don't build them? I was thinking of maybe trading them in to you know, buy some station blueprints, because I see the stations sell. Hang on, the computer's frozen. There we go. You may have lost me for a minute then. My computer is just not going well with this new game. So that, I mean, again, interesting point. You could multi-box Eve on an old crappy, not even an I think it was an i3 years ago. I think probably before then I was running Pentium 486s. No, that sounds a bit too old. But either way, I didn't have very good computers, and somehow managed to actually play sort of like 12 accounts. I remember at one point, you know, I was able to actually dual box. Right, let's just analyze stuff. I'm just going to stop rabbiting and get something done. So scanning, a lot better now. Though if you remember the old system here, you had to manually move each probe around. It was hell. It was pure, utter hell. So that's a combat site. Not too bothered about that. Let's go and see what that is. It's not like I'm even going to run these things, because the thing is, when you've kind of not got any goal, it's difficult to know what the point is of the game. Right, let's analyze that. And I think that's definitely the issue, is that, you know, it's nice to take a stroll down memory lane, but when you're not doing anything, or there's no reason. Oh, that's interesting. See, it's things like that that interest me. Why can't I scan that? So it must mean that it's further away. Question mark. So if I kind of come to there, maybe let's just increase that to 8 maybe. I did actually fit a scanning ship to do this, but effort is a big deal here. I can't be bothered to do things super pristinely. Okay, so with that, what does that mean? That means it's there. So generally I think this is the challenge of these games, is that, I mean, one of the things I might have a look at as well is deep space. So deep space has just not changed. I mean, I've been gone 8 years, 6 years, 7 years, 8 years maybe, and Deep Space 00, the goons are back in Delve. I mean, that was where we were kicked out of last time I played. So I'm completely confused. Oh no, actually I think they're in Pure Blind, actually, I forget. But it was like, you know, I just looked at the board and it just seems like everybody's shuffling around. It's like a giant game of Risk. You know what I mean? It's like, it's never ending. It just carries on and on and on. And I don't know, sometimes I think that must get a bit draining. I honestly thought they'd increase the size of the map as well. Maybe I misheard that. Oh, it's another combat site. Oh well, let's scan it, why not? And I think that was kind of what got me, was that the game never really grew. They never added more systems, and the Eve Gate was just a nice kind of storytelling effect, but it never went anywhere. I do like the things like wormhole space. I think I never actually went into wormhole space. There we go, boom, straight away. Chemical yard. Let's go and have a look at it. That was pretty good, wasn't it? I don't remember scanning being this easy either. I remember it being a lot harder than this. So, what hell of ship am I in? Am I in an unfit ship? I'm in a scanning ship. Okay, never mind. Let's not get scrambled. Love the Gnosis, by the way. How the hell did I miss this? This was in the game when I was still playing. I was certain of it. And I had a blueprint for. I got a blueprint across what 20 accounts for 5 runs. So I've got Gnosises for days. If that's the word. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Okay, so acceleration gates. I remember these. These were weird when they came in the game, and it's just to stop. Oh yeah, love the commands, by the way. QWE and ASD, really like that. Oh, I can't get in. Surprise, surprise. So, what type of ship is this? Must be a battle cruiser, I guess. Oh well, never mind. So there we go. Let's go and dock up again. And that was completely pointless. Oh, hang on. I mustn't do that. Must get my drones back first. Almost forgot. Did that work? Yeah. This is the thing. I haven't played in so long, and the game is so different, and the camera is completely different. I mean, this is going to sound so strange. I mean, you have got a first-person view as well. That's kind of nice. Pointless, but nice. But the game is completely different now. It is totally different, and I think that is probably the thing that I'm quite interested in, because you know, it looks great, it plays great. I was messing about with like the other, you know, what did you call them? Oh, my computer's gone funny again. The keep stars, or the upkeeps, or the upwells, whatever they're called, you know, the new stations. And they're really nice. It's like, it's cool, you go near them and they kind of repair you and that. Very impressed. You know, I just think that has been a brilliant addition to the game. So, yeah, really liking it. I think, you know, I can't really say much more than that. I still got my Tengu, which is nice. This was actually what I flew back, or did I Titan Bridge back with this? I think this is the only ship that I actually escaped 0-0 with. Everything else, I mean, if I look at, let's go to the map. This was quite a tragic thing when I looked at it. Okay, well, I'm going to be telling you now, I don't know how to make it look better, but look, Delve, that's where I used to live. I think I've got it on where my assets maybe are. No, my colonies. Oh yeah, colonies. So if I just select my assets, that is a really good indicator of where I've been in the game. Started off in ASCN in Impasse, or rather, yeah, Dirty Deeds Corp in Impasse. Moved to ASCN in Faith of Polis and Omist and Esoterra and so on. Fought Stain Empire. They were pretty cool. They were brilliant. AAA then took over, I think, somewhere here. They're still there, which is amazing. Delve was always where Bob lived, and then Bob obviously lost that. We destroyed. There's the fun fact. When they switched off all the Alliance, it was my Titan that destroyed the Titan that was being built for Cribber. So I sold Cribber my Titan. It felt bad. And I earned a fortune out of that one. That was a really good Titan sale. Back in the days when, you know, a Titan sale was just astronomically good profit. So yeah, I mean, I've kind of been all around the world, really, all around the universe. So, you know, this is why it's quite fascinating for me to see. And this is just one character on one account. If you stacked up all of the other characters I've got, I mean, there's trillions of ISK spread about the map. So there's just no desire to go and get it, really. I think that's the interesting thing. So post in the comments. Tell me what's interesting. What should I be looking at doing? Probably nothing. Maybe something, you know. And I mean, I'd be interested to know what people do, you know, for fun. I'm not looking to make money. Well, I need money, but I'm not really bothered if I don't make money, because, like, it's not real money. And it doesn't mean anything, like, you know, doesn't mean a thing. So I'm quite content just to just to chill. I've got a bill, I think, if I look at my money. So amount, yeah, I've still got a core wallet of a bill, but, you know, I just don't know where all that money went. So, you know, completely none the wiser. But post in the comments, tell me what's interesting and fun to do, and I'll certainly keep, you know, playing the game. I've got to admit, there's a lot going on in the game that is so new, so interesting, that I'm quite excited to go and experiment with anyway. And I think exploration is a good start, but also the manufacturing is pretty cool as well. So, you know, this is all completely alien to me. I mean, I don't even know what's going on there. It just looks like Hal's blinking at me across the floor. So it's pretty cool. We'll have some experimentation with it, and we'll see how we go. Hope you enjoyed that. Maybe see you next time.